Mr. Ernesto Gutierrez stands charged with the offense of making a firearm accessible to a child. He's facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We were here last time on December 19th, state having offered 270 days in jail, and defense and state couldn't come up to an agreement, and so state waived. Defense has come to us for punishment, asking the court to punish Mr. Gutierrez with regard to this case. We have done the agreement. He has pled guilty to the offense. So now we are set for punishment in this case today. One of the things that I would like to know is how this has changed you, Mr. Gutierrez. What have you done differently?
Ha cambiado totalmente mi vida,
My life has changed completely.
mi trabajo, mi vida social,
My work, my social life,
todo.
everything.
What have you done differently? So that we know that you appreciate the gravity of what has happened. What have you done differently? Losing a child is probably one of the worst things that can happen in life. You know, when you have a child, you are tasked with loving, protecting, raising, making that person the best they can be. That is the duty of a father. Here, you allegedly left a gun on a bed. The child found the gun, or one of the children found the gun, and did the unthinkable. What have you done that is, so I know that you appreciate the gravity of what has happened? Did you go to therapy? Did you see a psychologist? What have you done?
Mi familia y yo hemos estado asistiendo a terapias.
My family and I have been attending therapy.
Trabajamos 3 meses con trabajadores, estuvieron visitando trabajadores sociales.
We, for 3 months, were being visited by social workers.
So CPS got involved, I guess? What happened with that? Anything?
Pues durante ese tiempo ellos estuvieron asistiendo a mis niños.
Well, during that time,
A mi
they were
esposa y
helping
a
my
mí.
children, my wife and myself,
Para ayudarnos con la situación.
to help us with that
So
situation.
you had a CPS plan in place then?
Non-CPS.
Is CPS still involved in your life now? How long are they expected to be in your lives?
¿Cuánto tiempo esperan que ellos estén
Ellos estuvieron casi 4 meses con nosotros.
They were with us for almost 4 months,
Y aún tenemos contacto con la psicóloga.
and we
que nos
still
ayudó.
are in touch with the psychologist that helped us.
Personalmente he tomado todas las medidas para que mis hijos no estén solos.
Personally,
En la
I have
casa.
taken measures to make sure that my children are not alone in the house.
Todo el tiempo mi esposa ha estado con ellos y
My
ahorita mi
wife
padre,
has been with them the entire time, and even right now,
mientras yo trabajo para sostener a mí.
while I work to
So,
support them.
ha sido bien difícil.
It's been very difficult.
How many children do you have now?
Three.
Did you just have another child?
Your Honor, they're all here today.
Sí.
Yes.
What do you want?
Your Honor, may I address the court? Okay. Judge, you know, this is a very good man. I have hundreds of clients. As you know, being a judge, not all of them are good. Oftentimes, there's a lot of bad people in this world that, you know, over the course of the past few months, I've gotten the honor, the privilege of getting to know this man, getting to know his family, sitting here in your honorable court today. These are good people from Venezuela. And Judge, in my first 2 or 3 years of practice, I did catastrophic injuries, wrongful death, personal injury work. I saw oftentimes a horrible accident like this would happen. Husband and wife would divorce, families would be, you know, left in shambles. This is a man that the family really needs. He's the sole provider of the house. He's a good father. He's a good husband. When the wife and the kids came to my office last week, we talked about this case and I was preparing them for today, the wife couldn't even look me in the eyes. I brought them today. They will also tell His Honor how much they need it, how much they need him, and that without him going to prison, prison is not, jail is not the place for this gentleman. Because then those kids will grow up without a dad. All financial contributions will be over with, and this whole family will be destroyed. And then most likely, you know, there's a very strong possibility that he will be deported. We've already, you know, admonished him ourselves about this, but Ernesto, I want you to look at the judge. Are you sorry?
No.
You acknowledge the fact that you have messed up?
Sí,
Do you take responsibility for this?
total.
Totally.
Do you hate yourself?
Se odia a usted mismo. Yes.
And are you begging the judge for mercy?
No, al juez que es de misericordia. Yes.
Do you understand that he has the power to throw you in jail and throw away the key and you sit there and rot away?
Yes.
Tell him why you deserve mercy.
Porque usted merece misericordia.
Yo no quiero que mi familia quede solo.
I don't want for my family to be left
Yo soy
alone.
el soporte de mi familia.
I am the sole support of my family.
Is there anything else you want to tell the
Hay
judge?
cualquier otra cosa, algo más que le quiere decir al juez.
Pido piedad. No, pido piedad que tenga
He's asking for mercy. Be merciful on me.
no solamente esta situación va a afectar a mí, sino a mis hijos también. Y no
This
quiero
situation is not just going to affect me, but also my children as well.
Your Honor, would you like to hear from the wife
Quisiera oír de
or kids or the father or
Well, I
friend?
think that they've probably been punished enough with this, you know, really.
Thank you,
Do you want
Judge.
to add anything?
Just that you've seen more cases than any of us, and I know that you'll do the right thing, so we will defer to you. And I understand when we first met, to show signs of remorse and things that he's done after that, and it appears he has done those things.
You know, I will tell you this, that if this were a case where there had been the death of someone else's child, then I think that that would absolutely 100% unequivocally be jail and a really long and healthy jail sentence. But in this case, I think that when you do something of this nature where you end up with the death of your own child, I think that that's about as bad as it gets. You know, I really feel for you, you know, it's not going to be an easy thing to, you know. I don't think
Yo no creo.
something with a dismissal is appropriate in this case, because I think the world needs to be on notice of what has happened, you know? And, you know, I shudder to think that anytime you look at a picture, anytime you do an activity, it's gonna bring up a memory, you know? I have a problem dealing with it myself. Just think before you act. Think before you speak, because kids are crafty. I've seen this all too much. And we had a case here where a kid climbed up, you know, a bookcase that was 15 feet high, took a gun and killed. Just, if you have weapons, you don't need to have them accessible or even near a child. Sentence you to 1 year in jail. I'm gonna probate it for 2. I'm not gonna put you in jail now because I think that I hope that this is punishment enough. I am gonna keep tabs on you, so I know that you're doing well, though. I'm not gonna let you go for 2 years. And I want him to do thinking for a change. I don't want you to be in possession of weapons. I don't want you to consume alcohol. I don't want you to consume illegal drugs. You mess up, I am going to put you in jail. If you pick up a new case, I will put you in jail. So I think that if I were to put you in jail now, what it would probably end up doing is punishing your family more than you. And there are a lot of people that depend on you. Make the right decision. It's not hard. And I mean, leaving a gun on a bed. Anything else you think? I don't care about the money. Money is the least of my concern. That's a good idea. Although he's probably having to do it with CPS regardless. So let's see if he's doing it with CPS, and then, you know, just the idea is that you leave here better than you came. That's what makes us happy. And that's what we strive for every single person that comes through our court. We want you to leave better than you came. I feel your pain. If I could hug you, I would, Mr. Gutierrez, you know? But it's tragic. It sucks. All right, guys.
Your Honor, may I address the court?
Sure.
We just want to thank you so much for the compassion that you've shown, Mr. Gutierrez, and it's just an honor to be before you. We really appreciate you hearing us out, and you know, will you tell Judge thank you?
Thank you.
Judge, you've saved his life, so I hope you know that. May we be excused?
You got it.
Thank you, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Eaton. Sir, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. So the first name is Chase. Is it spelled correctly with a J-H-A-S-E?
It is, Judge.
Okay,
Yes,
please.
Judge. On December 27th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to an apartment in Harris County, Texas, in regard to a theft in progress. Another officer called out on air that he was in pursuit of a black Cadillac inside the complex. The officer noticed the defendant's vehicle, the black Cadillac, drive in front of him as the officer entered the complex. The officer made a U-turn, aligned himself with the vehicle, and pulled his firearm for a felony stop. The officer gave commands for the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, to step out of the vehicle and remove co-defendants from the vehicle as well. The officer made contact with the complainant. The first complainant stated he parked his motor vehicle in the complex around 8 p.m. with the tires and windows intact, got called by the officer around 2 a.m. and noticed his front right window damaged and all 4 tires damaged. The officer made contact with a second complainant who stated she was asleep when the officer contacted her via her cell phone. She walked to her vehicle and said the tires were worth $1,000. The officer located a black Glock in the back left floorboard of the defendant's vehicle in plain view without a holster, which came back stolen once the serial number was run. The defendant's vehicle was inventoried, and the officer located 2 of the second complainant's tires in the back left passenger seat.
So he was pulled over in in a Cadillac.
In the black Cadillac, correct.
That Cadillac was stolen or was not
It
stolen?
was,
Is that his Cadillac?
it was his Cadillac, Your Honor, and
And in the Cadillac, there's in the backseat 2 tires
2 tires belonging to the second complainant.
and then this gun.
And the gun, Your Honor.
The gun stolen. Where was the gun?
The gun was on the back left floorboard of his vehicle.
Was he with anyone else or was he alone?
There were co-defendants as well in the vehicle.
Where were the co-defendants?
Let me see.
And did you say that he's the driver?
Yes, the defendant's the
There were
driver.
3 co-defendants, Judge.
Yes, the
Okay.
defendant was the driver of the Cadillac.
And you have a stolen gun that's in the back left, you said?
Yes, the
Left back seat forward, Judge.
Okay, where are the other co-defendants?
so I'm trying to find in the DMs,
Take
Your
your, no
Honor.
rush, take your time.
One passenger in the back seat. The offense report reports that my client was asked to exit first. He exited backwards as procedure, and the other 2 co-defendants remained in the vehicle. And so I saw no objective, any kind of furtive movements, any articulation of facts that would link the gun to my client other than
Well, that's what
as we,
I mean,
right.
are you,
It was in his car, which was under his control, and he's engaged in obviously other criminal activity, Judge. I think that's what.
sure, but is there a co-defendant that's sitting right there in the left rear seat?
On the left rear seat were 2 tires, is what it seems like.
Oh, I forgot about the tires.
Yeah.
So there's a right passenger and a
Right, front passenger.
Yes.
Yes.
it would
And the
make
gun
sense.
is found under the seat of the driver.
Yes.
It would make sense that the backseat passenger wouldn't put the gun, see, he would put the gun where the tires are. You wouldn't expect to see a driver somehow reach all the way to a passenger side. of
No,
the
but I mean,
vehicle.
sometimes you've got it under your seat and then when you're moving, then the gun slides in the back. That's why I was curious as to whether there was someone sitting in the back left, but you've got tires in the back left. Okay,
Slide all the way to my client was out of the vehicle with the other co-defendants remaining in the vehicle. So there's no actual care, custody, or control articulated in this fact pattern. We're asking for,
yeah, I get it. I was curious because I wanted to make sure. I think now that there's enough probable cause to go forward, Mr. Eaton. I am going to find there is probable cause, and I'm going to order you as a condition of your bond not to have contact with the co-defendants in this case. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
19.
You're 19 years old. It's not a good start, Mr. Eaton. You know, life is very, very difficult. Being a young Black man in today's society is just even more difficult. And when you tack on all this stuff, does this help or does this hurt? I don't want you smoking any dope. I don't want you using any alcohol. If you don't have a license, do not drive. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
The other 2, I'm assuming were arrested as well or no? Mr. Locklear, are there co-defendants or are there no
Yes, there are
co-defendants?
on the felony cases.
There
Yes,
are other
yes.
co-defendants. Okay, I don't want you to have contact with these people. I don't want you to hang around with them. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did they give him any other conditions upstairs, Mr. Locklear? Like curfew or anything like that?
No, Your Honor.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I go to work. That's it.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
Good. That's a start. You got to find something in this life to do. You ain't got no money. It's going to be a miserable life. This life is a journey. It can be a great journey where you travel, buy great things, fancy cars, fancy vacations, or it can be a rotten toilet of an existence where you're in and out of jail, no money, begging on the street. Don't fall into this life. It's not a good one. I'm not going to put a monitor on him. I'm not going to put you on any kind of curfew now, but I'm going to tell you now, Mr. Eaton, I'm going to test you within the next 2 months. If you test positive for marijuana, you test positive for alcohol or dope, I'm going to lock you up. And I'm going to tell you now, no more PR bonds. I'm going to keep my streets safe at all costs. And I don't care who you have here with you. You become a problem, I'm just going to lock you up. Do you understand? You must obtain and have a full-time job while you're on bond in this court. No alcohol, drugs, random testing, no weapons, no contact with co-defendants. Could you run his license, see if he has a license, Alex, please?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
All right, you have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Locklear, and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're AWOL and you're playing games, I'll issue a warrant. Do you understand? You're skirting very thin ice. That ice cracks, your butt's gonna freeze. Do you understand? All right. Okay, Mr. Locklear, good luck. No, it's with yeah. Did he fill an application or no?
You just told them how to see, we'll get back to them. Want to fill out one more first?
No, it's late now. It's ready. So do PHA for now, and then we can send him home with one.
Okay, because I know you were waiting on also bond conditions on that. So,
Do we want to reinstate you?
Yeah. Coming up? Yes. Hey, look who it is. What do we do with the person who continues to smoke, Anna?
Well,
Involved in
Judge,
your report.
I'm guessing he tested positive today.
Yes, and I did get a chance to review all of the previous tests that have been not confirmed. The only two that haven't have been the most recent two. So on his first test, it was above 2,000 in our measurement scale. And it started to lower for the next two. The next one after that, down to 125. It went up again on the 19th of December to around 350. And then we have a high jump on the 27th of December where it goes back almost up to 2,000 as well. And then it started lowering, or it got really low on the 23rd. Then the 27th, it jumped up high again.
He's still smoking.
Yeah, essentially.
Well, Judge, if I may,
Sure.
the THC, it's sticky and it sticks to fat. And so it doesn't, it can lower in the urine, but because it's in the fat, when it gets released from the fat, it gets into the urine. So I don't,
Are you saying that he's overweight? Is that what you're saying, Anna?
No, I'm just, all people have fat, and as your body burns it, it doesn't burn consistently, and it's not stored in the fat consistently.
You're killing me. You're killing me. I mean, homeboy's been smoking the whole time since November. We are now in January. He's still testing positive for marijuana.
Okay, and do those numbers, is it THC or does it include the metabolites as well?
That's a question I do not know.
Anna,
Okay,
I think that we've given him a sufficient amount of time for him to not test positive. It's been at least 60 days.
it hasn't been 60 days.
He got arrested November 26th. We're now January 2nd.
Okay, so it's a little over a month. Right, because 60 days from the 26th would be January 26th.
Thank 45 days would be December 11th. Anna,
He was arrested on the 9th.
he's arrested on the 27th, November 27th, right?
So 30 days would be
So
December.
30 days will be what, December 27th?
Yeah,
Hold on a second, let me see, when was the actual day? No, sorry, we gave him a GOB on 11/19.
okay.
So he comes to court his first time on the 26th.
Okay.
That's when we do the first day. So December 26th would be what, 30?
Mhm.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 37. So it's been 37. All right, I'll give you another week. You got a week. Okay,
Okay, we'll
All right.
see you on Monday, Judge.
I hope you're not using. I'm gonna give you as much time to give you the benefit of the doubt, Mr. Hunter. Don't use. You understand? Okay, man.
Thank you, Judge. We'll see you Monday.
All right.
May I be excused?
See ya.